Hey Stampin' friends, welcome to the Joy Stamp with Rachel. I'm Rachel Kuhn, and this is your Coast to Coast Christmas card series with myself and 5 other of my friends. We'll be making cards from, this is week 4, so this is the 4th one. We have 8 cards now and 4 more to go, so 12 cards total of ideas you'll get in this card series. If you're watching this currently, that means you are a subscriber to my email list. If you're watching this after that 6-week time frame, that means that you are new and you have found me on YouTube. Either way, welcome. Be sure to check out my links below to get see how to get the product and how to get that PDF, which is a 31 pages worth of amazing ideas that makes all these cards that I'll be showing in each of the videos, along with the measurements to the cards. So I love videos because they show you how to do things, but I love PDFs because it has it written down step by step with measurements, and so you can't go wrong. All right, we are using the Ornamental Christmas, and mostly this Merry Christmas saying right here, and the wishing you peace and joy right there. And of course, this tree. Who doesn't love an awesome tree? We did go ahead and do some die cutting and heat embossing already. Let me get close and show you this card. So this is a fun fold, and this design was from Tammy Stafford from Indianapolis, Indiana. Love her design. It is a fun fold, so it's kind of almost like an easel card where it can come and fold out and stand by itself and create a fun little upright. And then you can also open it up completely to see another little fun tree with some designer series paper and the Merry Christmas there. All right, let's go ahead and set that to the side and we'll get stamping. Let's grab everything that we think we need. So this time we've changed up the color and we've added the Mossy Meadow. So that will be our card base. Then we have our basic black, which is for the card front, for us to create that fun fold right here. I did go ahead and do a lot of that stamping. So the only stamping I have to do is my basic white, which I've not seen it. So we might need to cut myself a piece of that real quick. I thought I had everything in there. That's one thing it looks like that didn't make the kit. So we'll make one of those. We'll cut it in just a second. All right, so we have our DSP. This will be for our front, and you can pick and choose which side you like. I have trees and stars on the other, polka dots on one side, or the trees on that side, kind of like that gold and tree clusters. Let me set that aside. I heat emboss with white for our trees there, and we have the wishing you peace and joy. Let's go ahead and grab some basic white right now because we like to stamp first. Ooh, let's see if I have one. He looks like it just needs to be cut down just a little bit. So let me cut this one. Down to the inside of the card sizes. And make sure that's the right size this direction. Yep, good to go again. All right, let's make sure if I open it up, he's gonna fit. All right, now we can stamp our inside with the Merry Christmas. This has been definitely a popular Christmas cluster or stamp. I mean, I have so many Christmas stamp sets, but it's fun to always get a new font or the way that it's paired together, you know? Each one seems to be so different. Yes, the same at the same time with the same words, just a different design. That's the word I'm looking for. Let's do Merry Christmas. Let me do a practice one. Make sure we're good to go. Looks good. Make sure no halos. Ooh, a little halo right there. Let me wipe that down. So halos when you get too much ink along the rubber. Sadly or happily, I don't know which way to go about this thought process. Stampin' Up! Is retiring all of this type of stamps, this rubber base. You see how it has that rubber here. And we're just going to start having the photopolymer, which looks more like, let me set that down, this style of photopolymer. So it's clear, you can see the beauty of the clear kind of the photopolymer is that you can see everything you're doing. But I do love the coverage of this type of rubber stamps. It will definitely be missed. All right, Merry Christmas to the top of our basic white. Looks great. We'll set that aside and put the ink away. Oh, I was trying not to get inked, but it got me. It's inevitable. I always am inked whenever I have a stamping day. which is a good day, right? All right, let's go ahead and do some gluing to this inside, and then we can attach it. So it's up to you if you want to have the stars on the bottom or if you want the trees. For this one, I had the stars. I think we're going to switch it up. I'm going to do trees this time for the inside, and I'm going to have stars on the other one, kind of like a night sky. And I love to show you 2 ways to use a designer series paper because that's the beauty of Stampin' Nuts paper. It's double-sided, it gives you choices, and sometimes you don't want to make a choice because you love both sides and you wish that you didn't have to make that choice. All right, that's on the bottom there. Then we're going ahead and just glue on one of our cute trees with some liquid glue. Place that right here so this bottom is being grounded and keeping some space so that you still can write who it's from. Grabbing one of our gold sequins. I'm going to use, it looks like the larger one. That's what I used for this one. Grabbing my paper snips. Actually, we're going to wait for that part because it's hard to put adhesive down. So let's do adhesive first for the inside. And we're going to grab our Mossy Meadow card base and put it on in. Going a little bit crooked, so it's nice I'm using liquid glue, so I have some movement room for some forgiveness. See, look at this. This side's looking crooked to me. So just push a little bit on each side till it looks good. That looks better. Now we can add that cute embellishment. We'll add that large gold sequin to the top to make it look like our star topper, our tree topper there. Cute, cute. All right, now the card front, we're going to come over to our basic black now, and we're going to need to create a mountain or a valley. So we're looking at this one, and I'm saying this needs to be folded. Let's make sure we have it the right way. And this is going to come up this way and back down that way. So this is the forward part that we're seeing. So I'm going to go ahead and use my bone folder to help me with my creases here on those score lines. Nice and secure. Let's go ahead and add our designer series paper for both the inside and the front. Some liquid glue on the back. And I'm going to add this to the card base at the very end. But this is fun because it makes it create that fun looking matting look to it. There's the one. Then we'll add our polka dot, our white base. I love this one because it's like the opposite of snow. Usually it would be a black night with white polka dots to create that snow look. And this is just the opposite, which makes that look that more cool. All right. Now let's go ahead and add our trees and our peace, wishing you peace and joy. So you could either, it's up to you which one you want to do first. I think I like to do our peace and joy as a spot to ground it first. So let me go ahead and get, nope, we're going to do a trees. Trees first. Change my mind. But we do want to do the middle tree. If you want, you can measure it out and go exactly in the middle. I am not one to measure. So I'm just going to put some liquid glue only on half though, because the other half is going to be on top and we don't want to glue that over. So that middle one looks about middle to me there. Nice. Then we're going to flip these guys over and put dimensionals just on the bottom and not the top. Again, we're not gluing anything down right now. I have this one, which is almost done with this one, but we find ways to still use it by just doing a couple little trims here and there around these edge pieces. Every part of the dimensionals are definitely usable, so do not throw it away after the center's gone. You can still use these edges. And I'm going to put about 3, because then these are just half sizes on the bottoms. Depending on the size, these ones are a little bit larger, so I can get away with just 2 for that one. All right, remove the backings. And we want to be mindful not to have this go off the edge too much. Of course, we still have our mat, so you have a little bit of wiggle room, but we're going to have it overlap on the bottom where our tree is, like so, and have it just maybe a little flare off. Remove the backings on this side. We want to make sure it still fits in the envelope for when we send it. And this guy right here, super cute. Look how fun that's looking as we're building up this little forest of trees. On the back of this guy, we need to add some of this amazing gold and black baker's twine. It's a combo pack. It comes with black, white, and gold baker's twine. So this is another more of a neutral one. Super pretty, both are. But we're gonna go ahead and make a figure 8. And we're gonna wrap it about, looks like I went 2 times, and do a quick trim. And depending on how far apart you spread your arms will depend on how big this gets. There we go, clustering it and pinching it in the middle. I usually like to use a little bit of the Stampin seal to help me place it first, and make sure I'm going the right direction. So, yep, here's my wishing you peace and joy. So I'm just going to kind of lay it behind there so it sticks, and I'm going to flip it back over, and I'm going to use my dimensionals again, and this time they're going to help me secure this as well. This one looks a lot bigger than my first one, so hopefully this still is going to work out nicely, even though we've looped it a little bit bigger. Remove the backings, your dimensionals, and then we're going to place it just below our trees. There we go. Yeah, see that guy's pretty big and loopy. We're going to put it right below our trees to help ground our trees. Trees are not supposed to float. So if you have anything that's in nature, you want to ground it some way. So I love that we have this nicely grounded on here now. I am a little bit fearful of how large this is, but we're just gonna go with it. Put some liquid glue on the back of your basic black, but just that large rectangle. Make sure this other half is still free floating. Then we're going to go ahead and go to our card base, the mossy meadow, and place it on there to start this awesome fun fold. Lastly, some embellishments. Ooh, I'm trying to decide which one I like better. The trees or that amazing gold stars we have right here. So pretty, so shiny. And I really am loving that white embossing powder with those trees. That just looks so classy and nice. All right, looks like I used the medium ones for our trees here. So grab your tree topper sequins. Put one on each top. You probably could change it up a little bit and put a large one for that center. Oops, as it goes flying. A large one on the center here. Sometimes I can use my nails, and sometimes my nails are too nicely painted that it won't allow me. And one more on here. And then if you want, you can even add some more on that DSP behind it. So I'm going to grab a large one and a medium one of the gold and just kind of have it angling up behind our stars and trees here. Hold on. There we go. I found a kiwi hair that got stuck to the sequin. Kiwi's my dog. All right, my friends, and there we go. We have this beautiful card. Look how pretty that is. It can open up, become an easel type card. It stand on its own. And then also you can open it up to have your Merry Christmas and write your fun message in the inside. Let me show you real quick before you go the other cards from the series. So if you missed those videos, be sure to check your email because I will have the links from the past weeks in the email as well. All right, so our first week, we had this gorgeous, very classy 'Tis the Season. And I love that we had that same tree, but we did the gold embossing on that one this time. Using that beautiful design series paper with that Merry Christmas. I told you this Merry Christmas is very popular right now with our designs. And then my card was a little bit untraditional. I used some of our in colors. Again, I used that Wishing You Peace and Joy, just like this card. And I switched up my tree. So different tree from a different set. And I did love that polka dot paper though. That looks like that snow look to it. And my Merry Christmas in the inside. Then Last week's week 3 was this awesome fun fold. We open it up and we have our cute little cluster of trees right here with a 'Tis the Season, and we've added some dies as well for that fun stitching look there. All right, these are the cards so far. Be sure to watch my final episode in 2 weeks where you'll see all of the cards we've made from week to week to week. Thank you so much for watching, you guys, and be sure to subscribe and order something this month in order to get this PDF for free. 31 pages of measurements of gorgeous Christmas cards. Have a great day. Bye, everyone.